What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with one last unranked day. I'm like on Diamond 1. Maybe, I think I'm like 4 matches away from Mythic. Going really well. I'm a bit behind schedule because I've just spent the last 2 days very much enjoying the early access event. Thanks for all of those of you who tuned in on the Twitch channel. I'm not very active on there, but the YouTube was just not collaborating as far as my internet connection and the streaming. It was just a little bit too laggy, so we had to jump on Twitch. And it was just honestly a little bit of a holiday for me. We all know I'm not a huge fan of alchemy. If you spend any time on social media and you're into any sort of Magic the Gathering arena related social media type situations, you will know that in general the overwhelming majority, let's just be honest and say it, is not entirely happy with alchemy or Wizards of the Coast's handling of the various set releases in the alchemy format. But to be honest, if there is any sort of beam of hope in this format, then what has just happened over the last day with the early access event and in general with regards to this set release is definitely gone a long way towards fixing some of that up. However, that having been said, in a format where it was advertised as like, look, we never need to ban anything, this is a format where we can rebalance cards and modify text boxes willy-nilly, we will never need to ban cards. And then they just banned the Grinning Ignis from the cabaret-y infinite combo nonsense deck. So whatever. Alchemy is a thing. It's probably set to stay. Those of you who enjoy it, more for you. I definitely did have a little bit of fun, but the channel is definitely not going to go dipping its toes into that pool much more than entirely necessary. But anyway, just a long-winded introduction, a way of me saying sorry for skipping yesterday's video. I was just too busy playing alchemy to come up with a new fresh brew for you guys on the standard format. But tonight we're back, and like I said, it's the last night before we jump into some more serious kind of competitive mythic rank type of a brew. Tonight we're still in meme town, so to speak. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. I'm just calling it Is Your Destiny. And it is because I had a lot of fun playing with Angels on the Alchemy Access event thing, and it just got me thinking, like, a lot of these Angels come rotations, the most crucial ones that really make the deck pop now. I mean, of course, there's a lot of new ones, most importantly Giada, but like the vast majority of the really like strong 5-6 drops Angels and that will be rotating out. So this may be one of the last chances that I get to put a deck like this up on the channel, and to be honest, I am a little bit of a mono-white gamer at heart. So anyway, still long-winded, finally let's jump into tonight's brew. Angel Tribal Life Gain freaking nonsense that everybody hates, including myself when I'm playing against it. But when I'm playing it, oh my goodness, is it fun. And the wins just seems to come pretty easily. It's one of those brews where you don't need interaction, you don't need removal, you don't need to do anything. You just need your Angels to stay on the battlefield, and you need to gain a lot of life, and you need to destroy the opponent, and the majority of these cards are going to help us get there. So, taking it from the top, as we always do, I'll describe the deck for you guys from left to right. I'll explain to you why it is that we've picked the card, how it is that it may synergize with some of the other cards in the deck, and what some of the various play lines might be that you'll come across during your typical match. Then we'll jump into some gameplay footage. Of course, as I said in the introduction, still a little bit of unranked tonight, just because I'm like this close to Mythic, and then we'll jump back in at the end, as we always do, with my final thoughts, overall deck review, potential modifications and upgrades that we will do during tonight's gameplay footage. We will discuss then at the end, so stick around. Taking it from the top, we've got 3 copies of Cleric Class, one of the ones that will be rotating out as far as, you know, alongside all of the other classes, which was like a huge part of Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Like, this was a whole new type of enchantment, and really warped the meta. Cleric Class is no joke. In a sense, it kind of reminds me of, oh my goodness, what is the card whose name I'm thinking of? Oh my goodness, the god guy from Theros Beyond Death, when they had the I think it's no, it's not available in Alchemy. It's not available in Standard. Explorer. The card I'm thinking about has got, here we go, Heliod, Suncrowned. Whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature below. Cleric Class does a very good impression of Heliod. Like, not only is the first chapter just amazing, you know, when your strategy is gain life, Cleric Class is definitely helping you with that. You know, if you would gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. So, you know, dropping this on turn 1 is a very good play, regardless of what else you have in your hand. Then level 2 is when we go into Heliod territory. Whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. And that synergizes incredibly well with Angel of Destiny, which we'll get to. And then, of course, there's the level 3, which gives our creatures an additional bit of survivability, you know. It does cost a lot, but once you get there, you can return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. You not only gain life equal to its toughness, but then, of course, because it's level 3 and you've got, you know, you've gone through the other levels, then by gaining that life, you also get to put a +1/+1 counter on it or another creature that you may still have on the board. So just fantastic. Reminiscent also of something like Elspeth Conquers Death. Just an amazing class. And if it had costed a little bit less to upgrade to the various levels, I think this would have been rare. But it is one of the ones that was uncommon. Then we've got, of course, Lunarch Veteran. You know, life gain, of course. Lunarch Veteran. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Funny how it's like calling back to Theros. There was the demigod. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting all the names of the cards. It's been so long, but the card that plays well with was it a demigod? Yes, Daxos. Damn, I nailed it. Daxos. You know, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Whenever a creature dies, you gain 1 life. So if you have both the Lunarch Veteran and the Luminous Phantom on the board at the same time, it's like having a Daxos, because, you know, gain 1 life and enters the battlefield, and whenever anything leaves the battlefield, it doesn't even have to die, it just leaves the battlefield, you also gain 1 life. So nice. Between these two, we kind of get a Daxos / Heliod effect going on. Then we've got Ollenbock to occasionally save some creatures. It is also a cleric, so it'll trigger on the Righteous Valkyrie and whatnot, but most importantly, it gives a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, lifelink, and indestructible until end of turn. So, you know, if you can feel there's a Doomscar coming. You know, of course, Meathook Massacre is still a huge problem, but we can often outscale it. A lot of our creatures have some pretty big toughness, and, you know, with all the life gain triggers and things, they can get pretty big. But other than Meathook Massacre, Ollenbock Escort is incredible because, yeah, of the indestructible. And you can also, in a pinch, use it to just gain you that last little bit of life to get yourself above the 27 required for the Righteous Valkyrie to buff all your creatures. Then, of course, Luminarch Aspirant. it's going to be crazy when this rotates out. I feel like any deck that's played white, it feels like, you know, Fable of the Mirror Breaker does, you know, in the more recent sets. Like, if you're playing white and you're not playing Luminarch Aspirant, what are you doing? It's that strong. So, yeah, anyway, here he is again. She is again? Yeah, it's a she. Yeah, nothing more that I need to add to that. Then I've got a full playset of Revitalize, a little bit of card draw alongside the Inspiring Overseer, and you know, both of them also gain you some life, so just fantastic. Revitalize, gain 3 life, draw a card. Inspiring Overseer, enters the battlefield, gain 1 life, draw a card. So a little bit of card advantage in a, you know, color combination that tends to have quite little, and you know, it's not loads, but it does the trick. And you know, when you couple it with the life gain, amazing. Then, of course, a full playset of Voice of the Blessed, the most busted card, like a Ajani version 5.0. You know, as long as you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's what Ajani did, period. This one, once it gets 4 +1/+1 counters, it gains Vigilance and Flying. What? And then once it gets 10, which, you know, you guys have played against this a lot since it came out, especially on the unranked ladder with Selesnya life gain and things, but you know, it's really not that difficult to get to 10, and then it even gains indestructible. So just, it's unfortunately a removal like a magnet, and it is, you know, none of the cards in the deck are vanishing vanishing verse proof, so there is that. But vanishing verse is rotating and Voice of the Blessed is not, so I have a feeling that this will stick around. We'll have to see how these like Cleric / Angel life gainy type decks kind of end up falling based on what we get in the next standard set, and also you know, with what's left after rotation. But one of the main beatdowns / win cons, Voice of the Blessed, amazing. Then onto the 3-drop slots. We've got Inspiring Overseer, which is one of the newer cards in the deck from Streets of New Capenna. As I said before, when talking about Revitalize, it draws you a card and gains you some life, as well as being a 2/1 flyer. It's not terrible. It would probably fit a lot better in a specific Angel deck with Giada as a 2-drop, but even in this deck, it's been just great. Just an additional evasive attacker that, you know, triggers Righteous Valkyrie and draws you a card, and you know, also gains you an additional bit of life. So great. But this is where things start to get really fun. Like Angel of Destiny, it's been maybe like 4 or 5 now that I think about it, decks on the channel with this card in it. It's one of my favorite win cons. It's really not that difficult to get to. It's got 6 toughness. It's almost unremovable. It's got double strike. With regards to the Cleric Class synergy, that double strike is really cool because whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you gain that much life. So the first strike, boom, you gain life. You get the trigger off of the Cleric Class, you put an additional +1/+1 counter on it. The second hit of the double strike is bigger than the previous one because you've now put a +1/+1 counter, so it gains you even more life, and you then put, again, another +1/+1 counter on it. So if you just get to attack with this, you know, on turn 6, if you play it on curve, and you've somehow already managed to get a level 2 Cleric Class by then, you can end up on turn 7 with a 4/9 double strike flying, and as long as you have 15 life more than your starting total after you've been able to have an attack phase whilst the Angel of Destiny is no longer summoning 6, so you know, it attacks in with the rest of your creatures, you win the game. So main win con probably, but not the only one. As I said, we've got beatdown scenarios going down, you know, lots of flyers. We can definitely just slam the opponent in the face with some Righteous Valkyries, but if that falls through, then Angel of Destiny will do the job. Then we've got 2 copies of Elspeth Resplendent, new Planeswalker from Streets of New Capenna. 5 loyalty, +1 is fantastic. You know, giving your Angel of Destiny Vigilance, pretty cool. Giving it lifelink, even better. You name it. I mean, the +1 on any of these creatures is just insane. Also in a pinch, you can -3 and find one of, you know, anything from here down and put it onto the battlefield for free. You know, it's mana value 3 or less. So yeah, like I said, any of these cards that isn't, you know, instant, we can play for free, and it'll come into play with the shield counter, which is quite nice. Of course, oftentimes you're like praying to hit another Righteous Valkyrie in those crucial moments, but if we ever do get to the -7, another win con, 5 3/3 white angel creature tokens with flying enter the battlefield. You got a Righteous Valkyrie in play. How much life is that you're gaining? Don't even, yeah, game-ending stuff. And then right here at the top end, of course, we got a little bit of spicy one-offs. The Valkyrie Harbinger, 4/5 flying lifelink. If you have a Righteous Valkyrie in play and you play a Valkyrie Harbinger, you win the game 99% of the time, because it says that if you gain 4 or more life this turn, you create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, it has 5 toughness. The Righteous Valkyrie says that you gain life equal to the creature's toughness when it enters the battlefield if it is an angel or cleric. This happens to be both, so you will be gaining 4 or more life this turn regardless, and therefore you will also make a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance, which will again trigger the Righteous Valkyrie. So like, just playing a Valkyrie Harbinger on top of a Righteous Valkyrie is a total of like 9 life gained, and you know, a bunch of additional power entering the battlefield. So amazing. And then of course it's an angel deck. Why wouldn't you sneak in a couple copies of Emeria's Call just to round things off? As far as the mana base goes, because we've got the 2 Emeria's Calls, I've dropped it down to 22. I hope that doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. Most of the important stuff's happening on the 3-drop slot, and then it's okay to like play some of these bigger cards a bit later in the game, so I think it's going to be fine. Of course, if you have an opening hand with Emeria's Call in it, you should probably play it as a land the majority of the time. Then we've got 2 Eiganjos, 2 Cave of the Frost Dragons, Field of Ruin, 1 Crawling Barrens, and the rest are just basic planes, as usual. That is the deck, and it is your destiny. So, without further ado, let's jump into some games. Hopefully, just completely destroy some people on the unranked ladder and have some fun tonight. Diamond has been just like Boros Burn. I feel like if, and which is why, you know, you might have just seen the last deck I played while I was clicking into this. The last, you know, I've just been spamming Boros Burn, because if you're not playing it, you just end up playing against it about 1,000,000 times a day and get your ass kicked. So, okay, I'll keep that. Oh, nice. Beowulf. Of course, guys, if you could be so kind, consider subscribing to the channel if you have not done so already. Like the video, that really helps with the algorithm. Leave a comment down below, I love your comments. And last but not least, like the video. Like, subscribe, comment. Oh yes, and join the Discord. Hopefully we don't run into some, I don't know what, fateful absence, maybe a brutal Cathar. Skyclave Apparition. There he is. So just mono white aggro, I guess. That's the algorithm for you. We have no way of getting rid of the brutal Cathar, unfortunately, but whatever, it's fine. It really is. I guess. Ouch. Ouch. Really? You gonna do that? Sure. I probably should have played a Revitalize during our turn so that the brute didn't flip. Opponent's on 31 life. Of course, the matchmaker paired us up against Our nemesis. So we play the Angel of Destiny, hope it doesn't get Brutal Cathard. He needs to play 2 things this turn to flip it again. At which point we'll probably scoop. But if not, then next turn what I'll do is I'll level up the Cleric Class and start swinging. Okay. Please don't have another 1-drop. Let's go to the next one, guys. Mono white aggro is just a thing, and will continue to be a thing until September. Actually, my previous video, Rotation Proof Mono White, was one of the best performers this season for me. I think it's going to stick around. It won't be as aggressive. It's going to morph into a bit more mid-rangey, control-y type of a situation, but some of the best planeswalkers in the format are going to be white, so I don't think it's going anywhere. On the play again, nice. Let's try and win this one, please. Let's hopefully not be playing against mono white again. Tachyon Tightrope. Isn't a tachyon like a type of subatomic particle or something like that? Gluons and tachyons. What a 2-drop to just top deck, man. Whew! Oh, I was dreading a something else. Yes. What do you guys think? Like, are we better off putting Boon of Safety in the deck or not? Instead of the Ollenbock Escort, we just put Boon. I mean, it wouldn't have saved us from the exile effect, but instant speed, I don't know, might be a better option. Ouch. Okay, we need to be careful about this. Like, very careful. At least Meat Massacre is not going to be a problem at this point. That's a problem. It's a humongous problem. Exile. Unfortunately, we lose all of our 1-drops now if he chooses to do so. Although, probably not. He's going to try and destroy something else and get more counters on the Sarulf. Okay, nice. No, no grasp. What do we want? One more land, play an Elspeth. Hey! It's the Seeker's Chariot holding priority. So we're minusing 3 here.
I'll be your shield.
Not the greatest. Okay, that's pretty nice though. Does he have the Infernal Grasp now? Does not. Not that it really matters. At this point, I mean, he'll lose his own cats, which is pretty cool. Zap! No, not yet. Okay. Okay, fine, cool, I'm happy with that. I guess he didn't have more removal. He could have just dealt with all of our 2-drops there in one fell swoop. We would have just been left with those 2 angels. I think it deals with permanence in general, so we would have lost the Cleric class as well. I may be wrong on that. Don't quote me. I have been really enjoying the music from Streets of New Capenna, that's for sure. It's like groovy jazz in the background is pretty nice. Butchurika. Shredding some ledges. Dimir. Ooh. Rafine. There we got removal magnet, like I said. Go Veteran into Revitalize, or if we get another land, we go double Revitalize. There she blows. Doesn't swing. Connive away, my friend. Hello. Of course. This card is the bane of my existence. I just want it to fucking bugger off. It is really just too much. A few months to go. And then we finally lose this stupid freaking card from the format. Ruining mono-colored strategies for many months in a row. Can you believe it? Watch him have another Vanishing Verse. Like, it's almost guaranteed at this point. Okay. That's not usual for a Rafine deck. Cool beans. I think he's trying to find another Vanishing Verse. Phew! Okay. Whatever, man. You keep conniving away. Back up, Angel. It's a problem with connive. Like, you end up just like having nothing left in your hand, and then if you attack, it just rifles through your deck, and you don't get to keep the stuff you want. Get him to connive away his whole freaking deck. You should block the Angel with your Rafine. Which is why I swung with the others. Okay. We got 2 of these in play now, my friend. You can't attack. If you do, I win. Oh, God. What a joker. Pull the plug. Unbelievable. Hey, I'm okay with that. I think we can rebuild better than he can. You've actually got counter magic? Butchwirka. Totally fine with me. Blitzing in the underdog. How many Vanishing Verses have you got? It's a race. I'm a winning. Both the cards in your hand gone. Oh, at least the new ones you just drew. If you're not careful, mate, you're going to connive away your entire library. Is this thing instant speed? Sorcery speed. Could you do that to your tenacious underdog? Oh, okay. Cool. Whatevs. Bring back an angel, probably. If he's got Vanishing Burst, he'll use it on the... Why wouldn't you use it on the Cleric Class? Unless you've got another. Rafina's getting a bit too big though. I think we may be a little screwed. I have a bad feeling about this. That's a beefy angel. Now please no more verses. Whichever one you decide to attack with, I'm going to block, regardless. That's what I thought. Damn it! I was hoping he'd screw up there. Opponent is like conniving his entire deck away. We may just win by like not losing life, you know? You need Infernal Grasp. That's the only thing. But I haven't seen a single one. Yeah, that's fun. You have to block. Oh, we just won. Oh, baby, baby, yeah. 50 life. The crowd goes wild. No interaction, no removal, just creatures and life gain. Beating on Rafine and like the good version. Ledger Shredders, Obscura Interceptors, Vanishing Verses, bunch of removal, we even sat through a Depopulate. Telling you guys, it's been one of my favorite strategies for a long time. It's a bit hit and miss. There's obviously some very bad matchups, but all you need to do is just play the angels that are in your hand. You gain so much life that the opponent might just deck themselves or lose otherwise. Alright, so how are we doing for time? We're sitting on about 40 minutes, so I think this is going to be the final match of the night. Let's try and end on a victory. We got our win con off there. I kind of want to top deck a, what's it called? The other Valkyrie. That name is now escaping me. Righteous is the 3-drop. Anyway, the 6-drop Valkyrie. Valkyrie Harbinger. That's the one. Let's get a Harbinger dropping down on top of a Righteous. Then we're off to some serious shenanigans. Why does anyone even play Snow anymore? Unless it's Orzhov. No. I just never could understand. Okay. Indestructible Luminarch by the Ollenbock obtained without any interaction. It may still be Orzhov, because I don't know why you would be playing Snowlands in white right now. There's no more... what was it even called? Faceless Haven. Been banned. So... Blood on the Snow is still kind of just... and Blizzard Brawl are the last two half-decent reasons to be running Snowlands. Yay, Brutal Cathar. Yay, so interesting. So fun. Okay, I think we're gonna bolt ourselves if we don't top deck another land and we go Veteran into Voice. Then we can have the Ollenbock up still once again. Okay. What should be a Skyclave apparition now? Second mono white opponent, like playing normal mono white in a row. I mean, not in a row, but at least within one night of gaming. It's pretty annoying. There's always a chance that they don't have the apparition. Then the question is, do we play the Overseer? Do we go for another voice? Do we Revitalize? It could be Wandering Emperor. Okay, goes for the shield. I'm going to go for the Overseer, because it's 2 life gain triggers. And we got the land. Oh, baby. It's such a tight deck. Like, there's too little wiggle room. We may just be able to drop, like, maybe the Elspeths entirely and the 6 drops, and throw in the other 1-drop Cleric that tap target creature gains +2/+0 and you gain 1 life. So like another way of gaining life. I would love to try like make like a mono white life gain aggro without 5 drops and stuff, and just like stick to Voices of the Blessed and like stick to like 3 to 4 mana. Could be pretty cool as well. Now the Wandering Emperor. course.
Anyone who
Of
harms
course.
my people must contend with me. My judgment is
We need hexproof, cheap hexproof in white. There is hexproof in white, there's 2 mana. You know, 1 mana hexproof, something like Boon of Safety, but in white would be just amazing. Cool thing is the voice is such a like a removal magnet that they often sort of overextend. Let's get a land. Yes.
I'm never done.
Bink, bink. I love this sound it makes off of the Valkyrie. Ooh, okay, cool. We've got Ollenbock. Really? Really? You really gonna do this? Yeah, that's what I thought. And now you are Wandering Emperor proof, my friend, with the Vigilance.
Let me show you.
See if I
Almost
care.
sad to see you go.
Alright guys, 47-minute mark. Almost hit it on the spot, but that's going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. Just, you know, like I said, last night of slightly more uncompetitive, fun and janky stuff. While you guys bear with me going through the Alchemy Early Access event, and also while I'm just Diamond Tier 1. Okay, so I did lose my last match, so I need, you know, tomorrow is Mythic Day, guaranteed. I'm going to grind until I get it, and then we can really get down to business. But jumping back into the deck with my final thoughts, it's great. Like, I know a lot of people don't like this. I probably won't get too many views on this video, but it's freaking fun, man. Like, oftentimes you can just like, you can feel the opponent's head exploding when you just play another Righteous Valkyrie, Voice of the Blessed, like, Lunarch Veteran, yawn, and here comes the life gain deck. And like, who cares? Sometimes it's nice to be on the giving end of that feeling. The 22 lands were not a problem. We were fine with mana pretty much the whole game through. Few things we did not get to do was Emeria's Call, Valkyrie Harbinger, but we did get to play an Elspeth. We did get the Angel of Destiny win con. We just, in the final match there, got a Voice of the Blessed beatdown going on. Revitalize is fantastic, in my opinion. Gonna miss it when it rotates. They may just reprint it, as this was already a reprint of a previous Revitalize and a previous, you know, it's one of those cards in white that they seem to just keep reprinting. The one thing that you know, I brought up during the video is maybe we trim the Ollenbock and we throw in the boons. But you know, the life link that Ollenbock gives is really quite important compared to the boon just giving that shield counter. Sure, you get to scry, sure, it's instant speed, whatever you want to say, but the life link on this is what really, and indestructible is better than a shield counter, honestly. Also, we got to show off the Cleric Class, bringing back one of our Angel of Destinies in that match against Esper. So just all around, a really fun deck that if you're into mono white life gain, you should almost certainly give it a try. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. Like, how would you have built it? Like I said, we could go a bit more lower to the ground, trim the Elspeths, trim the Valkyrie, trim maybe even the Angels altogether, and like that would give us a lot of additional cards to play with. And I can think of a few things that I would fit in here just to make it like a lot more aggressive. Let's put some removal in, let's put some more of the one-drop clerics that are really good for this type of thing. We may have to keep that for another brew video, because you know, you throw in a Traveling Minister, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn, you gain 1 life, activate and use a sorcery. You have like 3 pretty strong 1-drops for the form, you know, for the type of deck that you're going for, you know, all gaining you life and things. Maybe go for the full place of the Cleric Class. Yeah, okay, well, I might have to do another brew in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. But that's going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Join the Discord community. I will see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews, and based on you know, the number of comments that I've received on the giveaway announcement video, we may also do the giveaway tomorrow. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.